What up, B Squad? It's me, JB, and I am here today, you guys, with the season finale for Love After Lockup. This is season 5, episode number 22, and this episode is titled Fighting Chance, you guys. So before we go ahead and jump into this review, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Love After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. So you guys know that Love After Lockup is season finale was this past Friday, right? But we will be back in April with a brand new season of Love During Lockup in April, you guys. And I think I saw that we have a same-sex couple, 2 men. So I'm interested to see that, you guys. Now, this episode, it wasn't that much, but there was a few scenes in this episode that had me laughing. But we'll start off with the people who had the least in this episode and then work our way on up, right? Let's start up with Melissa and Louis real quick. Because you guys remember last week, we left off with Melissa and Louis and not seeing technically, I knew we've been seeing Melissa's new nose because the interview is post-season. So we've been seeing Melissa's new nose, but she unveiled it for Louis in this week's episode. And I was like, you know, it's a nose. If she likes it, she likes it. Doesn't seem to me that Melissa likes her new nose like that. So I guess it is what it is. I mean, you did it to yourself, sis. I ain't got much to say for it. Louis was there being supportive of her. She did thank Louis for being there, you know, helping her through the recovery, even though she was a complete itch with a B. And in this scene, she finally told Louis that she was proud of him. I was like, God damn. Because, I mean, you've been beating up on that man forever. And now Louis is, you know, prepared to marry her. I was like, are you sure, Louis? But he wants to do things the right way, right? He wants to get her a ring that is, you know, suiting of her. And she is talking about the timeline. I was like, once again, Melissa, this man is working, no shade to the pizzeria, but the man is working at a pizzeria. I don't think he's making a lot of money to get you a ring. And, you know, so, whatever. But they're going to get married. Now she wants to get her boobs done. I was like, you know, it is what it is. She's not happy with herself. That's literally all it is. Melissa is unhappy with who she is. You gotta love yourself first, because I mean, yeah, we can fix the things that we don't necessarily like about ourselves, but you know, because she's talking about she want to have boobs. She wants to have boobs when she walks in her wedding dress. I was like, okay, girl, if that's what you want to do, it is what it is. I couldn't be bothered to give a rat's ass, but hey, that's it for Melissa and Louis. What I'll do is, as we get to the end of the episode review, I'll give you guys the updates on every couple. So the next couple we'll talk about that didn't have much was Michael and Justine, you guys. You guys remember in last week's episode, Michael's mom had that DNA test, right? And here's the thing. If Michael doesn't question the paternity of that child, I didn't understand why his mother was. And the thing that I came up with in my head was, this has got, I don't know if, I'm not saying it's a storyline for Michael and Justine, but I feel like it was something that the mama was playing with. I don't think she was ever really serious about that. But then why would you go buy a fucking DNA test though? But I just felt like it was for show, and you guys can let me know what you think and feel. But Michael's mom, she ultimately says that she believes Justine is a good woman, and she doesn't need the DNA test, so she tossed the DNA test in the trash. I was like, that's what you should have done in the first place, ma'am, because this ain't your child. Now, if it was your child and you questioned the paternity of your child, then that's one thing. But this is not. Again, this ain't your child, so you don't have no rights to this child like that. That is her parents. Though, like, her parents have to okay to a DNA test, and her mom and her dad are not contesting a DNA test. So why are you? So Michael and Justine, they did talk about the fact that, you know, Melody and his mom want to go with them to Vegas. Justine is okay with both of them coming. She wants Melody to just enjoy being a 16-year-old because, you know, since Michael has been in prison, she has been right there with the other two youngest kids. So Justine just wants her to enjoy being a child. And that's really all we got for Justine and Michael. Would I want to see Justine and Michael again? Not necessarily. I feel like their storyline is wrapped up. I don't want those two to go down the Marcelino and Brittany, saga where they just make up shit just to make shit up. I don't want that. But hey, you guys can tell me how you guys felt about them, and we'll discuss them in the comment section. But here, we're pausing and moving forward. Now, we're getting into the people that we can talk about one more couple. Brittany and Key Rock, you guys. So, Brittany and Key Rock didn't give a lot in this episode either. But what I will say is, I've said it plenty of times about Key Rock. I do like Key Rock, right? But at the same time, when it comes down to Key Rock, I do have issues with Key Rock. How he talks to Brittany and how he treats Brittany. Because like I've said plenty of times before, he does gaslight her. He does. Let's just keep it real. He gaslights the shit out of that girl. Because she'll be upset about something, and then he'll flip it and make it about himself. And that's what he did in this particular scene, right? So they're back home. So Brittany is a little down, right? And rightfully so. I mean, she just came from seeing her grandmother. And it just makes her, miss her grandmother now that she's back home. So he's talking to her, and Brittany is saying that maybe they could move to New York, right? And Key Rock told her it's a hard no. And I was like, okay, that's really, that's kind of janky, because she's living with you and your family, but you tell her it's a hard no about, like, why not find a compromise? Why not find some kind of a compromise? I get it. He just got out of prison. And I get it. He just got out of prison. I get it. He wants to be around his mom. His mom is sick, right? But in the same vein, in the same breath, this is her grandmother, right? So grandmother, meaning she's older. We know our grandparents are older than we are. So the same way you feel about your mom, she feels about her grandmother. You're worried that something could happen with your mom's cancer, and God forbid that it does, right? I hope it does, and I hope his mom stays in remission. I hope that for his mom, right? I wish nothing but health and and prosperity for his mom. On the flip side, like I just said, Brittany's grandmother is getting older, so you don't know how much time you have left with her, and you want to spend as much time with her as you can. So for him to say a hard no, I was just like, that's kind of janky. And she was like, at least think about it. I'm like, girl, I don't think he's gonna think about it. But like I said, Key Rock he's very selfish, right? Very selfish, and he gaslights. They get into an argument, but he flips it and he makes it all her fault. Like, I was just talking about my mom, then you do this. She was it's not like she was saying, okay, yeah, well, F your mama. She loves your family. She loves your family. But and he was like, I was in prison for 6 years and I wasn't able to see my mama. She was like, I was in prison for 6 years too. I didn't get to talk to my grandmother. My parents didn't even tell her I was in jail. Like, I get where he's coming from. I get his side and I can see Brittany's side, right? But sometimes it's just like I said, sometimes the way he talks to her, I just do not like it. I really, truly can't stand it, right? So she called her grandmother, and here's the thing that I thought was so endearing and so sweet. We realized both of his family loves Brittany. Her grandmother and her uncle likes him. They like him. It's just her mom and dad that just have not come around. More specifically, her mama, right? Now, when she called her abuela on the phone, abuela was like, if y'all move out here, we'll help you guys. Like, we'll help him find a job. And that did my heart good when I heard her grandmother say that, because I was like, wow, that's major. Like, they just met you, and that should tell you something right there. They want you guys close to them so that they can be around Brittany, but they also are welcoming you into the family. You are family to them at this point. They are going to help you They're not gonna get you out there and just let you just be destitute and without. But Kirok and Brittany gonna make their decision whichever way the wind blows them, and I'm cool with that. I just thought he was. I think sometimes, like I said, when it comes to the arguments with them, he does flip it and make it about. He does flip it, and it's like I'm the one that's being wrong. You're the one that's wrong in the situation. I just don't agree with that. We also did see them as they got baptized, right? And it was a cute scene. It really wasn't much to it. I remember my baptism. I was 4 years old when I got baptized. They got baptized in the ocean. Baby, it ain't no way in hell I get baptized in the motherfucking ocean. I'm sorry. I got baptized in a pool because at my church we had a big ass pool, by the way. I'm not, and it was just for baptism, but it was a big ass pool. That was a big ass pool. I remember my pastor, maybe I remember like it was yesterday, because I really do remember. Like I said, I was 4 years old, and that man, I was small, so he was like, whoosh. I'm like, okay, and did it twice. Boom, sir, stop dipping me in this motherfucking water. I wasn't saying that, but I was like, wow, can we stop? Because I was like, wow, can we stop? I actually remember it. I actually have a picture. I might show you guys one. I think I have it on my Instagram. There's a picture that my mom and I took at the church, and when I know I was 3 at that time, because yes, I do remember taking a picture too. I remember taking that picture. I remember that. Wow. I didn't think I remembered it. Wow, but I do remember it. I'm trying not to get emotional to you guys, because one, I'm looking, so for my mom's obituary, we actually have that picture. So we cropped me out of the picture and just used her. And so the funeral home that we used, for, burying her, they made this big picture of her, and it says, "I'll fly away." And so it has my mom's picture, and then it has like, those are the pearly gates, right? And it has a garden. It has not a garden, but it has a flower trail, right? And it has her name and her birthday, her date of birth, and the day that she died, right? And so, yeah, I'm looking at that. So I'm trying not to get too emotional, because I actually do remember. Like when I was talking about it, I wasn't even looking at the picture at the time, but when I was talking about it, I actually remember taking that picture with her, because I remember we got dressed when we got to the church, because I remember the clothes, but we got dressed there, and then we went and took the pictures. And I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday. But I definitely remember that baptism. I definitely remember my baptism. Hell, that Sunday was basically about, we had Sunday service, but then the rest of it, the end of it was about me and being baptized. And everybody in the church was there. It's like, oh wow, everybody's here looking at me getting dunked into this damn pool. But okay. But yeah, it was a good scene, you guys. Let's pause here and move forward. All right, so next up, let's talk about Lindsay and Blaine, you guys. Lindsay and Blaine, I don't need to see them ever again. So we pick up with him telling her she ran off with a married man. Lindsay, in her interview, is telling the producers she doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm like, so he just pulled it out the thin air. He just pulled out his ass. Like he just randomly pulled that you were sleeping with a married man out of nowhere. Okay, girl. Okay, I mean, stranger things have happened, but I guess if that's what Lindsay want to run with, I'm going to not. I honestly don't give a damn. Like I said, I don't want to see these two ever again. They're not interesting. They've never been interesting to me. Am I missing? I don't think I'm missing. I'm not missing nothing, because that's really all it was. She feels like she's trying to, fix their relationship. She called him a dumbass, and she said she's fixing things that he fucks up. She told him about calling the PO now. And when he said, why did she do that? I was like, well, one, there's a camera crew in front of y'all, right? And the camera crew caught you talking about that on television. So I'm pretty positive her PO knows about this show. So I'm pretty positive that they saw the show and said, hey, she didn't tell us, then she would be in a whole world of trouble, right? But hey, okay. Once again, don't ever need to see Lindsay and Blaine again. I'm good on that. I am good on Lindsay and Blaine. I can say that. I wholeheartedly can say I am good on Lindsay and Blaine. Don't bring them back. So, the people that we had this season that I don't want to see again, Lindsay and Blaine is one. The deadbeat and the murderer are two. Michael and Justine, I don't need to. I'm sorry. I don't really need to see Michael and Justine again. Melissa and Louie, damn sure need to see them again. And shit, Taylor and Chance, no. We ain't gonna ever see Taylor and Chance again. So yeah, you guys, we'll pause here and move on to the next couple. Shall we? All right, you guys, so who have we talked about? I guess we'll talk about Chevelle and Quaylin. So, what I will say about this scene with them, number one, Chevelle, you and these wigs, sis. These Party City wigs with no scalp, my God, them wigs are just the worst. So, Chevelle is going to be meeting up with Maila's grandmother, right? And what I will say is, Chevelle did tell Quaylin about the adoption and how Maila is not really is scared. I was like, ma'am, it was a lot more than just scared. She said she doesn't want him to adopt her. Like, being honest with him is my thing. Be honest with the man about that. But she told him what she wanted to tell him. I was like, I mean, if he likes it, I guess I love it. Not really, right? Now, Maila's grandmother, I got where she was coming from in the beginning. That lady soon lost me after she sat down with Chevelle. So, she says that but see, here's the thing with that, because I know I have a situation in my family that is not similar to this, but it's a small parallel, right? My little cousin, he is 11 years old currently, right? And he has his own phone. And, I actually don't know what his fat ass daddy has to say on social media. I don't follow that fat bitch, don't like the fat bitch. Wouldn't follow that fat bitch to a trail of water. Wouldn't. But I know he's told people that, my cousin won't allow him to talk to his son, right? But my little cousin has had his own phone for a very long time. And he used to call his dad, and he wouldn't get a response from him. So this woman is saying that, she calls Chevelle and she calls them, get no answer, and she just lets it go. But no, here's my thing. If y'all feel this way, if you feel like the women are keeping any man, grandparents, anybody from the kids, why not say, let's go to court and work this out with the court so we can have some kind of visitation and in line? Because yeah, you may have tried to call it, but if you want to be a part of your granddaughter's life, you do not give up and say, oh well, they're not answering the phone, so I guess she doesn't want me to be. No, if you want to be an active person in your grandchild's life or your child's life, you take every precautionary action you can. And that's what kind of that's where she lost me at, right? Then the woman really lost me when she kept talking about her son. I realized, listening to that woman talk, because at some point, I don't know where it was, but at one point I tuned that lady out of my head because I realized what her problem is. She coddles the fuck out of her son. I was like, because I just kept listening. She started talking, and then she started talking about grandparents' rights, and then she talking about her son when Maila was with them for the summer, she was with you guys, not her father. I was like, oh, you one of them. like my little cousin's father. You coddle the fuck out of your son to make him feel good about himself, but he's really a piece of shit that needs to step up to the plate and be there for his daughter. That woman lost. That was where that woman started to lose me. I was like, this woman coddles the fuck out of her son, and I ain't got time for it. I don't have time for it. And she was doing a whole fucking lot for me. I was like, ma'am, calm down. Because like I said a few minutes ago, if you really wanted to be a active grandparent in your granddaughter's life, you tell Chevelle, I want to see my granddaughter. I want to talk to my granddaughter. If if we can't work something out this way, let's, because you said it in this scene. You have grandparents' rights. If you know that, why aren't you taking your raggedy ass to court to say, I want to be a part of my granddaughter's life, but the mother is making it difficult for me to do that? See, that's my thing when it comes to people, grandparents or fathers or even mothers. Y'all pretend like y'all want to be a part of these kids' lives so badly, but you don't. You just want to go back and forth with the custodial parent who is raising them, right? Because if you really wanted to be a part of this child's life, you would go through every avenue you have to make sure that is a possibility. You would be like, fuck you, fuck that. We're going to court, right? I got an attorney, so go get yourself an attorney, and we're gonna make this. We're gonna rock and roll. However we gotta go. Like, I don't believe shit that woman was saying. We'll pause here because I'm tired of talking about her, and we're gonna move forward, you guys. Y'all, next up, Taylor and Chance. Like I said earlier, I don't need to see these two ever again. Definitely don't need to see him. Taylor, you need to just let go of him. Get rid of all the shit that you got for him. Get the tears out. Let the tears run. Let the water run. And once that's all said and done, move on with your life, right? Chance is batshit fucking crazy. This fool was crying about losing his family, but I'm like, but you've done it to yourself, sir. So what the fuck are we talking about? So he met up with Taylor. He literally tried to Jedi mind trick that girl into saying that everything was her fault. His friends told her that if, she's accusing you of cheating, then she must be cheating. Say what now? Run that back. So because I think you're cheating on me, that means I'm saying it because I'm cheating on you? Okay. I don't know who said that logic made sense, but whatever. So then, he was trying to tell her, like, he's the best thing that's happened to her life. I was like, I'd be goddamn if you tell me that. I got 3 kids. My kids are the best thing that happened in my life. So he did admit to cheating on her. He said he slept with 5 women and 1 guy. Well, he said he didn't sleep with a guy. Now, what happened is he said that he was over one of his friend's house who happens to be gay. The guy was hitting on him. I assume Chance said the guy wanted to give him head, but he couldn't get hard. And I was like, okay. But then I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then why were you texting another dude? Like, Chance, you say you're not gay, but are you at least, you gotta be curious. You're curious at the least bit, sir. You're curious. Then he telling Taylor he don't want no man around his child. Okay, sir, go to hell. By chance, I was over that scene too. Let's pause here and wrap up the episode. Y'all, now let's wrap the episode up with Miss Joy. Joy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna read you in this episode because the last time I talked about you, somebody was like, "Damn, that was a read." And I know they were being funny. I know it wasn't serious, but I know I was like, "Damn it!" But did I really read the girl? But I had to go back and watch the clip, and I was like, "Yeah, you did read her. You weren't trying to, but Joy, stand up. Like, please stand up. That's all I want you to do is just stand up." So we picked up where we last left off, you guys. I'm sorry. When he was talking to her, he said he slept with somebody and she started crying. I started laughing. I started laughing, you guys. I'm sorry. So the reason why he ain't fucked with Julie is because Julie cut him off. I was like, oh, so if Julie didn't cut you off, you would have saw her when you went home the last time, right? So she asked him, why did he lie about it? Because he's a fat sack of shit that's gonna lie. Duh. And she said, was it on payback? You know what it was, but he says no. So then she asked the question of, was the pussy better? I was like, Joy, that is insecurity. You gonna ask him, was the pussy better? I don't give a fuck. Like, if somebody cheats on me, if I get cheated on, I'm not gonna say, was the dick better than mine? I don't give a fuck if it's better than mine or not. Go be with that nigga. If you feel like you want to cheat on me, go be with him. Go be with that nigga. Don't come back here unless we decide that we want to be in an open relationship, we want to swing or whatever. Then you go over there. Go over there. I don't give a fuck if the dick is bigger, little, smaller, thinner, thicker, wider, longer. I know I've repeated that. I don't give a fuck if the dick is long, skinny, fat, wide, short, brown, white, uncut, circumcised. I don't give a fuck if the dick is any of those things. If that dick was making you feel good, go be with that dick. That's all I got to say. But she asked, was the pussy better? He said no. So then she asked him if he used a condom. He said no. She said, you might want to go ask her if she's pregnant. Now, I have heard, or I did hear that Julie is in jail, right? And she is, in fact, pregnant. Wow. So she asked him, did he do anything the last time he went home? He said no, he was only with his sister and she can call her sister. So she told him this is too much for her, and she told him he had to go stay in a hotel room. So the next thing we see with her, she's getting rid of all his stuff and sending it back to Missouri. And he is back in Missouri. So she told her sisters what happened and that he went back home, and she's just mailing all this stuff to him. Joy, another thing that I want to tell you real quickly, Sway. You've already confused your child because you have him thinking that Red's ass is his daddy, right? I would actually say go find your son's father. I know you want it to be you and Sway, but go find his father. That's the one thing I will say. Go find that little boy's daddy, right? Then another question that I have for you, sis. Did you know that his mom was a sex offender? And that's not a dig or slight to the woman, but you didn't look into his family, because you do know that sex offenders can't be around children, right? But that's the interesting thing. I was wondering that, like, can they be, if you are a registered sex offender, can you be around like kids in your family? I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question. But hey, yeah. So Red's old raggedy ass is back home looking for a job. When he talked to that woman on the phone and asked her, you know, did they get the application? She said, yeah. She asked him, does he have any warehouse experience? He said no. He said he just got back from the Department of Correctional, the prison, right? And she was like, did you work there? He said no, I was an inmate. I was like, did you hear the hesitancy in that woman's voice? And before she even said it, I was like, sir, you might want to just go back on there and rescind that application because you are not getting that job. She said she'll talk to her husband, but she can pretty much guarantee him it's a no. Then we find out that he's in a relationship with another. Well, he ain't in a relationship. He is in something with another. He got another girlfriend that called him wanting to link up with her. I was like, now sis. Now I know you gotta crawl before you walk, right? But the fuck? So you finna come pick this slobby ass nigga up and take him to your place to do God knows what? Girl, the bar is straight up in hell. Cause ain't no way in fuck I'd bring that big, oh God, that slob to my place. Good God of hell no. But that's the episode, you guys. Now let's go ahead and get into what the updates say. So Lindsay's charges are still pending. She and Blaine haven't spoken since he's moved out. Miley and Lindsay live together and are working on their relationship. Blaine moved in with a friend and he had his son Kagan living with him. Joy Nomi hasn't spoken to Red for 2 months, and we see her throwing that ring in the water. She's single. Red has not found a job. He is dating someone, but not seriously. Michael is considering a vasectomy. Justine approves of this 100%. Eris and Cameron found a new house. They gave birth to a baby girl, Charlie, who is so pretty. Lena is enjoying being a big sister. Brittany hopes her parents come around to meeting Key Rock. They plan to get married in 2024. This year, Chevelle and Quaylen pushed the adoption. Their wedding plans continue. I hope she gets a better wig. Melissa's nose is still healing, but oh God, this nose. Again, like I said, with Melissa and Louis, I don't really need to see them ever again. I'm cool on Melissa and Louis. I'm cool on a lot of these people, right? But it says her nose is still healing, but she loves her new look. Okay. Louis is working at a pizzeria and saving for an engagement ring. Save for a restraining order. Taylor and Chance are no longer together. We knew that. Chance was arrested for tampering with a motor vehicle as well as some other charges. He was released on bail. Sarah and Sean are slowly repaying their debt. They tore down their burnt house. Their new home should be completed by 2025. Y'all are really broke because goddamn, this shit filmed. I think this shit filmed last year in 23, right? So 23, 24, 25, damn near 2 years to build a fucking house. And y'all got the land. Y'all ain't got the money. Y'all ain't got the capital to build that house. Get a loan. Oh, never mind. Y'all can't get a loan, can you? Good luck to you. But I don't want to see them ever again, too. But that was this season of Life After Lockup, you guys. If I missed anything, we will discuss it in the comments below, you guys. But subscribe to the channel. Please turn your post notifications and share the video, you guys. Until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So we'll be back in April for a brand new season of Love During Lockup, you guys. Bye.